Hey guys, and welcome to today's first impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a soon to be released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we're looking at KamiGami, the Clash of the Gods, which is a deck builder slash card game that really explains or tries to explain why there is war, death and destruction on the world because of a card game. It is outlandish with that part at least, and if you get by the rather silly storyline, the game itself is actually pretty good as a card game goes. As you know, I used to play a lot of Hearthstone, Fae. I like card games. I might not be very good at them, but I do enjoy them a lot. As you can tell, it's got the whole anime waifu kind of art style going on. A lot of the gods are depicted as female in this, which is really kind of cool. We love a gender bent for. And you basically go through and try and save the world by playing a card game. That is the entire premise of the game itself. As always, we'll look through the settings first, and then we'll jump straight into the gameplay, and I'll show you how it works. I will say there is a lot of text in this game. There isn't a lot of voice acting, so it's a case of whether the gameplay is worth going through the story for or not. Let's jump into it. Okay, your settings then. This is a 2D card game with a lot of storyboard in it. There really isn't much to go on graphics-wise. What I will say is the art style is very pretty, but like I say, you've got particle effects on high, card effects on or off, your language, and your music and sound effects, which, even though it's set at halfway, that is 200%, which makes me a bit scared. I haven't touched the volume bar, but if that's 200%, how high does it go? Interesting. So yeah, that's your settings. Not really a lot to discuss here. Let's get into the gameplay. Alright, here we are. We are in the game. Now, the game does have a mulligan system, and it seems like you can mulligan as much as you like, which is kind of cool. You have a starting like mana pool or devotion pool in this case, and then you have a lot of information on each of these cards. You have your devotion cost, your movement cost, your health, your attack power, and then you've got your devotion cost of both of those as well. There's a lot here. You've got ranks, and then you've got abilities and what type it is. Apparently there are 5 types of different card in this. You've got monuments, creature, deities, and then 2 others which I can't exactly remember what they are. So there's a lot of information. Like, this game is very, very complicated when you get into it. We're going to keep this hand just because reasons. I want to show you how it works. So, as you can see, you start with 5 devotion, and then each turn you will gain a set amount depending on what this card does. You can move your goddess or your god card as you see fit, and the idea is that you want to move this or control as much of the board and then take out your opposing goddess here. So as you can see, Zeus is indeed a female, and they have a lot of health and a lot of attack points and stuff, so you really want to keep them shut down as far as possible. We have a whopping 10 devotion. Can I put anything down? Yes, I can put my nymph down, I can put my Zeus statue down, or I can put my Hermes down. We're going to put my Hermes down to start with, and you get all these really cool animations when you put them down. If you put down like a goddess card or something like Athena, you'll get a little pop-up of them as well, and then you just simply pass the turn. If I was to say one thing about this that I'm not a huge fan of, it's that pass, give up, unread, hide, and the chat box is a little high up for my liking. It would be better off if it was in this bottom corner here where your graveyard is, but that's just a personal thing, especially since it's got like no real action. There's nothing to say that you've pressed it, which can be a little bit daunting at times. And then yeah, you basically just play the game and try and, you know, take them out as much as possible. So we're going to put down a Zeus statue here, which will give us more devotion each turn. And the idea is to basically build up your devotion as much as possible so you can do as much as possible, and your opponent is going to basically try and build up their deck as they go as well. You can get different starter decks when you start the game, and you can get new decks and new cards as you play through. So far it's not been too difficult. I can see it getting very problematic later on, especially if you don't mana properly, or mana or devotion check properly, and keep an eye on what it is that you're doing and how you're doing it. I can see you getting in very hot water. The idea, I think, is going to be to get as many cards that give more devotion out as possible, so you can get your more powerful cards out, like Ares here that cost you 30 to get out, but they do like 20 attacks, so you can basically take out the opposing goddess in 3 or 4 moves, which is kind of cool. I like the game. I think the game has a lot going for it. I feel like it's going to be very fun. It clearly has like a multiplayer because it's got like this chat box here, even though I'm playing single player mode. And I think that it's going to be a bit of a slow burner to get to start. You know, you're going to be doing a lot of setup as opposed to just something like Hearthstone, which is straight in and straight into just killing your opponent as quickly as possible. But there you have it. This is KamiGami, the Clash of the Gods card game. Comes out later this month. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.